Is Willy Wonka's chocolate factory actually Dante's Inferno? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a classic children's story. It seems like a delightful romp through a magical candy factory, but is it actually a trip to hell? Now, before we ruin your childhood, it's helpful to know about Dante's Inferno, one of the most famous poems ever written. The author, Dante, is led by a guide through the different levels of hell until he eventually meets Satan, a three-headed beast with bat wings frozen in ice. In the Inferno, Charon, the boatman of hell, ferries Dante across the river Acheron and into the underworld. This is only slightly less disturbing than Willy Wonka's psychedelic boat ride into the factory.
Are the fires of hell a-glowing? Is the grisly reaper mowing? Yes, the danger must be growing, for the rowers keep on rowing, and they're certainly not showing any signs that they are flowing.
And that's not even a metaphor. He's describing a literal descent into hell. In Dante's Inferno, each level of hell is designed to punish a particular sin in a way that's related to the sin itself. Meanwhile, at Wonka's factory, children are also punished according to their sins. Augustus Gloop is so gluttonous for chocolate that he almost drowns in a river of it. Greedy Veruca Salt falls down a trash chute chasing a golden egg. Mike TV is so obsessed with TV that he actually shrinks himself to fit in one. Violet committed theft when she stole the experimental gum that turned her into a giant blueberry. At the end of Charlie's journey through the factory, he gets into a glass elevator and flies off into the sky. At the end of the Inferno, Dante climbs up the body of Satan himself and ascends to heaven. Is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory really a trip to a candy-filled playland, or a warning to children that if they don't clean up their act, they're going straight to hell? What do you think?
From Albus Dumbledore to Tom Riddle and Newt Scamander, Hogwarts has produced a number of famous wizards. But what if we told you that the first movie ever made about a Hogwarts student came out almost 40 years before the world ever heard the name Harry Potter? Did Mary Poppins go to Hogwarts? She slides backwards up railings, flies with the help of a magic umbrella, and can transport three-dimensional people into two-dimensional drawings. There's no question Mary Poppins is magical. But how did the world's most famous nanny acquire all of these fabulous powers without being a student at the same school that gave us The Boy Who Lived? Consider that she has a bottomless bag, just like the one Hermione carries, and a magic mirror that talks to her, just like the magic mirror in Hogwarts. She also casts easy cleaning spells, which are used everywhere in Hogwarts. Frankly, the question is less whether she's from the famous school of wizarding, and rather why a powerful wizard like Poppins would be interested in a Muggle family like the Banks. What if Mary attended Hogwarts and excelled in Muggle studies, and was then hired by the Ministry of Magic after she graduated to investigate Muggle children who had magic potential? Her magic wand is clearly her umbrella, just like the one Hagrid carries. We see her blatantly use a levitation charm when she takes the kids to see Uncle Albert, and she was obviously a Hufflepuff given her commitment to hard work, patience, and fair play. And she's not alone in her investigation. Bert is clearly a squib, possessing no magical powers of his own, but able to perform magic using enchanted objects, like a chimney brush that allows him to fly. So why does Poppins never make an appearance in the Potter series? It's possible she had to go into hiding after the rise of Voldemort, who would have hated her for her fondness for Muggles. Or she may have been too careless using her magic in front of non-wizards and had to flee from the Ministry. But the children whose lives she touched passed on the stories from one generation to the next, until she eventually became a legend in her own right, remembered in books, plays, and of course, one of the most famous children's movies of all time. What do you think? Is every single Pixar movie connected? Pixar. Movie after movie, hit after hit. Each time, a brilliant story, beloved characters, gorgeous animation. But what if every film has even more in common? Every film from 1995 to 2013, to be exact. Because it's all connected. It all starts in the Dark Ages with Brave, This is where we learn why animals in the Pixar universe have human characteristics. In the film, Merida discovers magic through a mysterious witch who can walk through doors. Remember that. This magic has the power to bring inanimate objects to life and turn humans into animals, which is how Merida accidentally turns her mother into a bear. But there are other animals affected by the witch's magic, and these creatures eventually breed, creating a population that takes on increasingly human-like qualities, becoming more and more intelligent. Eventually, we see animals performing human feats. Remy in Ratatouille talks, dreams, and even becomes a gourmet chef. Over generations, animals are getting smarter. But will they outsmart humans? Up's villain, Charles Muntz, becomes obsessed with harnessing the power of animals and creates a translator collar so he can utilize them for his gain. But his dog, Doug, escapes, and the strained relationship between humans and animals grows. To keep up with the competing species, humans begin an industrial revolution. This starts in Up when Carl is forced to give up his house by a big corporation called By and Large, or BNL. BNL grows, spreading across the Pixar universe. Notice in Toy Story 3 that Buzz Lightyear's batteries are BNL. In WALL-E, we see BNL in its full-blown glory, a corporation that has grown to control world governments. But while the humans were trying to outsmart the animals, technology outsmarted the humans. In The Incredibles, technology is harnessed by Syndrome to create a genocide against humans with superpowers. At the end of WALL-E, we see life return to Earth, the beginning of it as seen in A Bug's Life. In that time, animals on Earth had evolved into a super species. These are the monsters we meet in Monsters, Inc. The monsters' global issue is energy. There isn't enough of it, so they must time travel through doors back in time to extract energy by coming into contact with humans. One particular human, however, learned of this time travel at a young age. That would be the adorable, inimitable Boo. Boo spends her life trying to find her dear friend Sully. Remembering that they time traveled through doors, she eventually grows up to become the witch from Brave. As the witch, she walks through doors, traveling back and forth through time thanks to the magic harvested in that land, searching for her friend. How do we know she's looking for Sully? In her workshop, you'll see a wood carving of him. Boo and Sully, a friendship that spans the Pixar universe. What do you think?
From building-sized T-Rexes to packs of bloodthirsty velociraptors, Jurassic Park is full of amazing creatures that haven't walked the Earth for over 65 million years. But there's just one problem. There isn't a single real dinosaur in the entire park. We're told that the dinosaurs were cloned from DNA pulled from mosquitoes that were preserved in amber. The problem is that DNA would have decayed after 65 million years, and even if it hadn't, a mosquito would have DNA from multiple species of dinosaurs, not just one. The creatures we see in Jurassic Park aren't real dinosaurs. They're lab experiments, hybrid creatures pieced together from bits of reptilian, amphibian, and even avian DNA, and formed into our popular conception of what a dinosaur looks like. The Jurassic Park scientists have already proven they can do this. The Indominus Rex from Jurassic World was a hybrid of multiple different DNA strands that were spliced together to create an entirely new species. So why would they stop there? Why not build the entire park this way? This way, all dinosaurs could be created to your exact need and specification. That's why the velociraptors are the size of humans, despite the fossils showing that they were actually the size of chimpanzees. The movie all but tells us this is true. John Hammond, the eccentric billionaire who built the park, admits he started his career with a mechanical flea circus, meant to fool children. Jurassic Park is the same thing, just on a much grander scale. He didn't bring Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler to the park to see the dinosaurs. He invited them to see if he could fool them. He knew that if he could make the experts believe they'd created real dinosaurs,
there's a dinosaur,
then the public would believe it too. The DNA demonstration is nothing but a bit of showmanship, convince people that what they're seeing is real, just like the flea circus. The simple truth is that Jurassic Park is nothing more than one more con from a man who's built his life on them. He can get away with it because he knows that it doesn't matter if the dinosaurs are real or not. The only thing that matters is if you believe that they are. What do you think?